Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Patiye Namaha. Welcome to all for this session on Ramayana, chapter 45 of Balakanda. In previous parts, we have listened to the stories of Uma and Ganga, the great daughters of Himalaya, and then into the story of Ganga in detail, wherein in that story, the story of Sagara came in, and one of the uh, offspring of Sagara. Sagara's son was Anshuman. Anshuman's son was Dilipa. Dilipa's son was Bhagirath, who was responsible for the descent of Ganga down to the mortal earth, the earth. So all this story were told to Rama when they were sitting on the banks of river Ganga, and then they proceeded further to the place where there was a great city by name Vishala. Sri Ramachandra and Sri Lakshmana were filled with astonishment on hearing the words of Sri Vishwamitra and said to him, O holy sage, marvelous indeed is the history of King Sagara and the descent of Ganga, which you have related to us. The night drew on as they had been listening to the story, and Sri Rama and Lakshmana passed the remaining hours meditating on the matter. The clear day dawned, and Sri Rama, having performed his daily devotions, said to Sri Vishwamitra, the night has passed in listening to this divine narrative. It has slipped away as if it were a moment. Now let us cross the sacred and merit giving stream, reflecting on its marvelous origin, knowing you have to come. The other sages have sent a boat in preparation for crossing the holy river. Sri Vishwamitra summoned the ferrymen, and with the princess and sages, all were conveyed to the other side of river Ganga. They rested a while on the opposite bank and entertained the sages in their company. In the distance, they saw the city named Vishala, and soon the great Rishi Vishwamitra with princess reached that place of beauty which resembled one of the Indra's cities. It's the same city, Vaishali, which we hear in the stories of Buddha. We do not know. Anyway, let us continue. Then Rama, full of wisdom, approached the holy sage and humbly made inquiry concerning the city. He asked, O great sage, what royal and illustrious house rules here in the city of Vishala? I desire to hear. At these words of Rama, the holy sage began to relate the story of city as follows. O Rama, 10. Pay your attention. I will tell you the story of this city which I heard from Indra. In the golden age, that is Satya Yuga, Diti gave birth to a powerful son, Vidya and Asura, and Aditi gave birth to the highly fortunate and exceedingly righteous son, Devata, a celestial being. These two sagacious beings sought to become immortal, because here it is basically the Daityas and the Devas tried to become immortal, incorruptible, and free from disease, old age, and other ills. After reflecting on this matter, they resolved to churn Tirodha, that means the ocean of the milk, and obtain from it the water of immortality, using the mighty snake Vasuki as rope and Mandara mountain as the churning rod. They began to churn the ocean. When they had done so for 1,000 years, the snake Vasuki the rocks with the rock Mandara with its teeth and two-half venom. From this was produced the great poison which began to consume men, gods, demons, and whole world. The gods took refuge with the Lord Shiva and worshipped him, crying, "Protect us, protect us." Attracted by the mournful cry of the gods, Sri Mahadeva and Sri Hari appeared there with conch and disc. Sri Vishnu smilingly addressed the bearer of the trident, Sri Mahadeva, and said, "O Lord, you are the chief of the gods and should therefore accept whatever is first produced by the churning of the ocean. Receive the poison as your gift, the first tribute." Having spoken thus, Sri Vishnu disappeared, and the blessed Lord Shiva, moved by the distress of the gods and the words of Sri Vishnu, drank the dreadful poison as if it were a nectar and returned to Kailasa. O Prince of Raghu, Devas and the Daityas began churning once more. The churning staff, which the mountain Mandara began to sing. Then the Devas and Gandharvas praised Lord Vishnu, saying, "O blessed Lord, you are the master of all beings, you are the asylum of the gods. Protect us all, O great Lord, and support the drinking Mandara mountain, which happens to be the churning rod for churning of Milky Ocean." Sri Vishnu, assuming the form of a tortoise, entered the ocean and supported the mountain on his back, taking hold of the peak in his hand. And the blessed Vishnu turned the ocean, standing between the Devas and the Asuras. Thus, in this process of turning of the ocean, Vishnu was holding the Mandara on his back, and then he was pressing it down from the top so that the churning rod will be put in a place. And then he was also standing in the mid of Devas, in the mid of Asuras, pulling the rope in either direction. So it is Lord Vishnu who himself was churning the milk ocean in all the ways. After 1,000 years, Sri Dhanvantari, the teacher of Ayurveda, appeared holding a staff and losta in his hands. Thereafter, many nymphs emerged. O Raghava, they were called Apsaras because up means water and Yara he means emerge from. Since they all emerged from that ocean water, they were called Apsaras. And on this account, these beautiful damsels were named Apsaras. O Rama, they numbered 600 million and their female attendants were innumerable. However, none of these were received either by the Devas or the Daityas, hence they remained without a lord. Then, O Prince, Varuni, the daughter of god Varuna, was born. The sons of Aditi did not accept her, but the Asuras gladly did so. Here, Varuni is actually considered as a deity of the Sure. Basically stands for the lictor, and she is the deity of the lictor, and it is the Devas who received her, and the Daityas have rejected her. Those who rejected her were called those who accepted her were called the Suras, Devas, and those who rejected her were called as Asuras. Those who rejected were called as Asuras. O Raghava, when the celestial horse Uttishavas and the jewel Kaustubha also rose out of the sea, and they were succeeded by the water of immortality. O Rama, the Devas fought with the Danavas for possession of the nectar, and the Daityas allied themselves with the Asuras in this struggle. Terrible indeed was this combat. After many had lost their lives in the fight, Sri Vishnu assumed the form of Mohini, a charming woman, the product of Maya, and stole the nectar from the combatants. Those who opposed the imperishable Vishnu were destroyed by him. In this conflict, the gods slew countless Daityas. Indra, after slaying the Asuras, became the king of the Devas and with the help of sages began to rule with joy. Thus ended chapter 45 of Balakanda in Ramayana. And this story of Ksirasagara Mathana, or the churning of milk ocean, has several things hidden into that. And a few points, few anecdotes I will mention with you, and there are, it can be elaborated into a long, long story. First of all, it was the lictor, the deity of the lictor, Varuni, who was accepted by the Suras, and she was rejected by the Asuras. Those who rejected her, they were called as Asuras. Was it that liquor is an acceptable thing? No. Here, the point is liquor is acceptable if taken in the limited quantity. And it is prescribed in the Varna Dharma. It is only Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras who are allowed to consume the liquor. Kshatriyas, because they fight in the battlefield and they slay the people, they need liquor to energize them. And for the Vaishyas, because they involve in financial activities and there is a lot of things that will eat up their head. So they need liquor to brighten it up and they need to consume it. And for the Shudras who are involved in the hard work and they too need the liquor. Of course, liquor should be taken in a very limited quantity, that which is sufficient enough to energize them. However, it is not prescribed for the Brahmana because Brahmana is involved in the intellectual activity and the intellect will be brought down if one consumes the liquor. It will bring down his capability of thinking further. Hence, it is not allowed for a Brahmana to consume the liquor. And then the entire story of the burning of milk ocean. When a time comes, if necessary, we need to establish an alliance even with the bad people for some good cause. Here, Indra established an alliance with Asuras. Devas established an alliance with Asuras. With the help of Mahavishnu, they could able to churn the ocean. However, when the fruits have come, when the nectar has appeared, immediately the Devas became alert, just resumed their fight with the Asuras, and with the help of Mahavishnu, they snatched away the nectar and they drank the nectar. Why didn't they give share to the Asuras? Because Asuras are the people who are causing terrible problems for the entire world, and if they got energized, there will be a lack of survival for the entire world. So, for the sake of the world, Devas became more powerful and they deliberately made Asuras to lose their strength. Namaste Sharada Devi Kashmira Puravasini Swamaham Kartige Nityam Vidya Danancha Dehime. Bye.